This video is for entertainment purposes only. As of February 2nd, 2015, it is my personal opinion and is subject to change. It cannot and should not be taken as an official or unofficial stance of either myself or any other organization or individual. I am not officially or unofficially representing any individual or organization. Consult with a professional before making any kind of change to any kind of infrastructure. I do not accept any responsibility for any system or infrastructure or any other entity that may or may not be damaged at any time for any reason. So, as promised, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going through the various scripts that I have written in order to help us set up Drupal on our website. Now, the scripts that we're going to be going through are scripts on GitHub at *creator scripts. I'll include the link in the description. Specifically, the ones we're going to be focusing are database setup, EBS, and Drupal. Feel free to have a look at the others, but they're not particularly pertinent to this series, so we're just not going to go through them. As I do more videos that include more things, I will be going through the scripts as and when they are required. So to start out with, we're going to go through the EBS one first. Then we're going to move on, in the next video, we're going to move on to the database setup, and the last video of this particular code section, we're going to take a look at the Drupal script. And the reason why we're going to be doing that is because Drupal script calls both the EBS and the database setup scripts within it. So with that being said, the EBS script. All of these scripts assume that you are in a Amazon AMI, and they should be run as sudo. So before you run the script, type in sudo-i and then navigate to where the script is and run it. It's also a good idea to download and review all scripts first before actually running them, because updates are made continuously and this could well be out of date. This is just to give you an idea of what it's doing. So the first thing it does is it lists all unmounted volumes. Okay, and you can see that here. All it's doing there is it's just running an ls.blk, which lists everything that's unmounted, and it's grepping the name. Okay, now name is a variable that's passed into it. Alright, so that's all this is doing here. This is simply listing the volumes that are not mounted and then echoing them out. What essentially I'm doing here with the idea behind this loop is that there's a lot of stuff that's in ls.blk that doesn't actually need to be there. It's just there to give literally a list of volumes that are not mounted. That's it. If you type in just that command, it'll give you a list of everything, and I didn't want to do that. Then after that, the next is an if statement. All right. And as it says here, if there are any volumes, this will display them and ask the user if they want to mount any. Okay, so this basically searches for unmounted volumes, right? And this then displays them. Alright, this defaults file build to yes. Okay, now the idea behind the script is that it assumes that you want to build the volume, that you want to mount the volume that's there. Alright, it's designed to be run the first time. So if it is yes, it then runs this. Now all of this code can be seen on the AWS website. Pretty much everything that's from here. This can pretty much all be run, is pretty much all on the AWS documentation. It's literally their code that they use to mount a volume. So the first thing it does is it asks you which block device you want to enter, then asks you for where you want to mount it. Alright. Then it checks, okay, just to make sure that it's as it says in the comments there, it checks to see if the volumes are an fstab, and if they are, it asks it if it wants to remove them. So this is a problem that often happens. If the volume is already in the fstab file, then you're going to encounter problems, you need to remove them. So that's what this does. It checks to see if it's there, and if they are, it says, look, do you want me to get rid of these, yes or no? Then the next thing is assuming that it's Y, which was set to up there. Right? It then simply says, it simply asks, echoes out the volume, right? Removes it from the fstab file. Then it tells you, look, I'm about to rebuild the file system. This is going to wipe off everything. Okay, that's all that is saying. It's just a warning saying I'm about to delete everything that's on this on this particular volume. Is this okay? And then it proceeds to do literally what is in the documentation. So it essentially makes a file system, adds an entry into fstab, and then echoes it out into fstab. The last thing it does is it echoes out the block device, builds a file system, and then mounts it. And that's it. That's all the script does. It's a very quick, simple, and easy script. In my next video, we're going to go through the database one.